It began with a single photograph, one fleeting moment caught in the blur of flashing cameras at a London film gala. Sam Heughan, in a perfectly tailored black suit, was seen chatting and laughing with global icon Priyanka Chopra. The photo, harmless on its own, spread like wildfire across the internet within hours. By morning, headlines were screaming across entertainment sites, a new romance in the making. Sam Heughan and Priyanka Chopra spotted together in London. What had been nothing more than a brief, friendly exchange between two professionals was suddenly transformed into Hollywood's next great love story. Social media erupted. Fan pages, gossip blogs, and online tabloids dove in, spinning stories that grew more absurd by the hour. One claimed the two had met privately several times. Another suggested a secret dinner in Mayfair. Hashtags like hashtag Sam and Priyanka, hashtag new power couple, and hashtag Heughan Chopra began trending across Twitter and Instagram. For Sam Heughan, who had just finished a demanding run of Macbeth and was finally enjoying a rare moment of quiet, the sudden chaos came out of nowhere. The Scottish actor, long admired for his privacy and composure under scrutiny, found his name once again at the center of a tale he never wrote. At first, he said nothing. His fans were used to that. Sam rarely engaged with rumors. But this time, something felt different. Within 24 hours, the story had jumped continents, from Hollywood to Mumbai, painted as a cross-cultural romance. Priyanka Chopra's team was flooded with calls. The actress, happily married to musician Nick Jonas, was said to be both amused and exasperated by the speculation. While she chose silence, the tabloids refused to let go. A London outlet even ran a headline that read, "Sam Heughan swept off his feet by Priyanka Chopra after Macbeth triumph." That was the breaking point. On the third evening, Sam finally acted. He opened the same social app where his fans had been tagging him relentlessly for 3 days and, with his trademark calm and precision, typed a message that stopped the internet cold. "I have the utmost respect for Priyanka. She's a phenomenal talent, a kind person, and a true professional. But these rumors are completely false. Please, let's be mindful. Not everything we see or hear deserves to be a headline." No emojis, no dramatic tone, just honesty, grace, and restraint. Within minutes, every major outlet picked it up. People ran. Sam Heughan responds to Priyanka Chopra dating rumors. E! News headlined, "Heughan shuts down romance speculation with class." Fans flooded his comments. "This is why we love you, Sam. Always a gentleman." But beneath the calm statement lay something deeper: experience. This wasn't the first time Sam had been caught in the web of speculation. From Outlander to Macbeth, every co-star he shared the screen with had, at some point, been crowned the one by tabloids. Yet he had always handled it the same way, quietly, firmly, without bitterness. A close friend later told the Scotsman, "Sam doesn't believe in feeding gossip. He's old-fashioned. He thinks truth doesn't need to shout." Still, this rumor crossed a line. It didn't just touch fame, it touched personal boundaries. Priyanka was a married woman, and linking their names risked disrespecting her family and his integrity. So when Sam spoke, his words carried more than denial, they carried a lesson. "Rumors can hurt people who don't deserve it," he wrote in a follow-up post that evening. "It's easy to forget there are real lives behind headlines. Please, let's be kind." That simple reminder struck a chord worldwide. Fans began reposting his words under hashtag respect for Sam Heughan, turning the narrative from gossip to a conversation about empathy. Even journalists applauded him. The Independent called it a masterclass in shutting down rumors without arrogance. Hours later, Priyanka subtly echoed the sentiment with an Instagram story. "Dignity is when you can stay silent under falsehood. White heart. No names, no drama, just shared grace." By the next morning, the storm had calmed. The hashtags once shouting scandal were now filled with admiration. "This is how real professionals handle nonsense," one fan wrote. Sam and Priyanka just reminded everyone that class still exists in Hollywood. The moment ended not with conflict, but with elegance. And as the world moved on to its next headline, one truth stood out: Sam Heughan hadn't just denied a rumor, he had redefined how to respond to one. Within hours of his post, the tone of the internet shifted entirely. What began as reckless speculation turned into a wave of respect, not just for what he said, but how he said it. Major outlets published essays praising his composure. Vanity Fair called it a rare act of grace in modern celebrity culture. The Guardian wrote, "In an age of outrage, Heughan proves that kindness can be the sharpest statement." Fans echoed the sentiment across platforms. He didn't deny with anger, he corrected with empathy. That's class. Others paired screenshots of his post with outlander quotes. Jamie Fraser would be proud. Behind the scenes, Priyanka's team reportedly reached out to thank him. A source told Entertainment Weekly, Priyanka was deeply grateful. He didn't just protect his own name, he protected hers. Later that evening, Priyanka posted again. "Real recognizes real. Thank you, my friend. White heart." That quiet exchange between two stars closed the chapter, but not before turning what could have been a scandal into a moment of shared respect. The following week, during an interview, Sam was asked why he chose to respond. Leaning back, he smiled and said, "Silence can be misunderstood, but kindness never is. I don't want to fight rumors, I just want to remind people there are real humans behind them." Applause filled the studio. The interviewer nodded. "You don't hear that often in this business." Sam laughed softly. "Maybe we should." That clip went viral. Fans stitched it with moments of him helping fans, hugging co-stars, signing autographs. The caption read, "He's not acting the gentleman. He is one." Days later, even media analysts began citing his response as a model for modern celebrity ethics. A BBC commentator wrote, "Heughan didn't react to protect his image, he reacted to protect dignity." And through it all, Sam never mentioned the rumor again. He returned to his projects, shared updates about his charity, and moved forward, quietly, steadily, and with grace. What could have been a headline born of chaos became a story of integrity. Two professionals, choosing decency over drama. As one columnist wrote, Sam Heughan didn't just shut down a rumor. He reminded Hollywood that you can defend your truth without destroying someone else's. And maybe that's the real story here. In a world addicted to whispers and clicks, Sam Heughan proved something timeless, that strength isn't loud, fame isn't everything, and kindness still has power. Because sometimes, the truest statement isn't in what you deny, but in the way you choose to say it. Because sometimes, the truest statement isn't in what you deny, but in the way you choose to say it. Yet even as the headlines faded and the noise died down, one question quietly lingered, not about the rumor, but about the connection itself. Those who'd seen the photo in person said there had been something warm, almost effortless, between them. A brief spark of genuine chemistry that no camera flash could quite capture. Weeks later, when both stars attended a charity gala in New York, eagle-eyed fans noticed a familiar moment, a smile, a brief greeting, a shared laugh across the room. Nothing more, nothing less. But for those watching, it was enough to reignite a whisper, maybe not all stories are born from fiction. Neither Sam nor Priyanka ever addressed it again. They didn't need to. Their silence, once again, spoke louder than any tabloid headline ever could. Because in Hollywood, the most powerful stories aren't always the ones you read about. Sometimes, they're the ones that quietly keep you wondering what might still be unfolding behind the scenes.